Shine, your light has come. Today is your day to soar. Prepare your heart and raise your voice. What are you waiting for? The old has gone, the new has come. Yes, we are born anew. The love and wealth he had restored cleanses the soul the more.
Hello, my people. Onward Gibson here. I'm so excited to bring you another supplement of the Love, Life, and God podcast, which is becoming your favorite supplement called Relationship Goals. So I'm so excited and thank you for keeping on joining this podcast and giving feedback and also interacting with this podcast. So today, I'm so excited to bring you this episode, and be sure please to subscribe, to comment, to share with your loved ones and with your colleagues and your friends on what I speak on. That will also make sure that we have more engagement, we have more people that also can benefit from the content from this podcast. So today I am speaking about, I'm like spilling the beans today because I'm talking about 3 hidden thoughts every man has when he is deeply interested in you. Again, 3 hidden thoughts every man has when he is deeply interested in you. So this is very exciting. You see, in the world there is universal desire for love. Everyone wants to feel loved. Everyone wants to feel valued in relationships. And, that desire to be loved, that desire to be valued also, comes with also that need for assurance. Everyone in this life, will seek confirmation that their feelings are reciprocated. And sometimes, if you are in a relationship or if you have been in a relationship, you will also understand that it can be difficult to actually interpret emotional cues. So this is why I'm here today, and I want to, explore with you, these things that I'm going to talk about. So today we are then, our focus of this discussion is, how do we explore signs that indicate when a man is interested in a woman. So men out there, I'm spilling the beans, and women there, I'm also just, trying to, make things easier for you. So you really understand that when a man is genuinely interested in you, he will pursue you. It's common. I think it's common, and for those that want to remain traditional, I think a man, when he's interested in you, is the one that is to pursue you without needing you to initiate. So you realize that, in modern day dating, people will say, if you love someone, initiate. But let me tell you, women, the time that you gonna initiate, you look desperate. The time you initiate a conversation on a relationship with a man, you are going to look desperate. And that's not good for you. That's not healthy for the relationship. And it's not healthy for the future. But when you're a lady and you love someone, I think there are ways of, trying to, get their attention without initiating relationship conversations, or without initiating, without even, throwing the words out there yourself. But you can actually just, put indicators, or, create that platform for a man to see you, for a man to be to get to know you and get interested in you. But don't initiate the relationship conversation. You can initiate, the friendship kind of, conversation, get to initiate conversations around, I want to know what you do, and, all those things that are on a friendship base, but those things that are not on a relationship base. So it's natural, it's actually inherently natural for men to take the lead in any romantic pursuit. So when we talk about prioritization in relationships, a man who is into you will make you a priority, because that's how a man is able to demonstrate through actions that you matter to him. And that's very important. But anyway, let's get to the three things that I talk about. That shows you the three things that a man thinks about every time if he is actually interested in you. And remember, these are secrets that I'm giving you. A man who thinks, does she really love me? Is always thinking about that. If he's talking to you, if he's showing interest, this is one of the questions that is always running in his mind. And this is what leads to something that is very important, which is also a sign that you should see when someone is interested in you. And that is emotional vulnerability. Men can feel insecure when they are emotionally invested. And this leads them to question their partner's feelings. So they become insecure because they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know if their efforts, are being reciprocated. They don't know, if you are receiving, how they are committing very well, how they are communicating very well. So these thoughts of insecurity will arise, especially if the relationship is new or if there is lack of verbal communication. So I encourage you that when a man is being vulnerable with you, you are also just supposed to, to give him a reception. I understand that, women feel like, men should, chase you enough. Man, we have been watching Tom and Jerry for the past 20 years. That cat and mouse are always chasing each other. And you realize that when the mouse, when the cat is lost, sometimes the mouse will come back and peep from the corner, like, hey, I'm here. And the chase continues. So I believe that you should be able to give, those indicators that, hey, I'm here, so that this man doesn't feel like his communication, his efforts, his calls, are hitting the ground. And everyone, I'm talking about men today, but everyone in their thinking or in the space where they are may have been impacted by past relationships or past heartbreaks. And you need to realize that maybe just as women, many carry the scars of previous relationships where they were hurt by partners who claimed to love them and, betrayed, that trust. But, as men mature, their past experiences can heighten, their need for reassurance. Everybody needs reassurance. There are men that have, chased, a woman for the longest time, and they never reaped the results of their chasing or the results of their effort. So which means that when they get to, the next person they're trying to get their attention from, they're also doing it at the back of their mind, from a mindset that, I have tried this before, and it has never worked. It's a statement that I said, I don't have trust issues. I am a grown up. I've seen this before, and I know how it will end. Issues, because we come from different experiences, and those experiences teach us, a lot of things, and that also heightens every man's sensitivity to actions. Men become more attuned to their partner's words and actions. So your actions lead to either increased sensitivity or need for validation. So that conversation that, is always left hanging, will get this man always thinking, is she into me? Am I doing the right thing? What more can I do? And this also happens especially when, communication spaces are blocked, and when, there's no reciprocation of actions. And I don't want to, I've always thought, sometimes when those things happen, it's always because of, the other person that a man is trying to talk to is uninterested. But I've also seen that, the people have different ways of then accepting people in their space. People have different times. Some people just click 1-2 minutes and, they are on 2 days, they can, get to accept someone into their space, go for a date, they have long calls. And doesn't mean that they are loose, or doesn't mean that, you have accepted the proposal. Just means, I think they are accepting someone into their space because this is a moment of knowing each other. So if you want to know me, let's jump on it. And some people feel like, it has to take time. There's no rush. But it also doesn't mean they are not interested. Some people also have, problem with commitment issues. Some people also are just trying to figure out, this is what I want. Is it what I want, or can I try it? Sometimes they'll be, communicating at the back of their mind all the interest that they have, but they are like, type, delete, type, delete, type, delete. So that message cannot, come as early as you want. But so I also think that when there is no that reassurance, sometimes people also give up too early. But realize this, just as women also seek affirmation, men also need consistent signs of love to feel secure in their relationship. They also need those signs of communication to feel like, what? It's happening. Number 2, is she thinking about me? Men think about this a lot. Is she thinking about me? Have you ever received that message that says, are you up already? That message at the back of the mind is probably just communicating that if you woke up at 7 a.m., why was I not the person that you started thinking about and texted good morning or something? So they're always thinking, is she thinking about me? And that's a deep desire for acknowledgement. Men have a desire to be acknowledged. And men also appreciate being thought of and want, their partners, want someone that they are pursuing to, express that affection. It might be through text, it might be through calls, it might be through, spontaneous gestures. And, that desire is she thinking about me, then also creates a deep desire for communication. And that's where also some misunderstanding happens. Women sometimes forget to reach out. I don't know if it's forgetting, and I don't know if it's planned forgetting, or sometimes I don't know if it's also that desire that is in women to be chased so that they intentionally forgetful, so that they see if this man is serious, if he wants, he will type of thing. But when women, that I think in men it also leads to confusion, misunderstanding. Is she thinking about me? Am I doing the right thing? And it also, depending on the emotional maturity in men, sometimes it also leads to frustration, when they don't receive that attention that they give in return. And just like women, I think when someone is always thinking, is someone thinking about me? They also want to get compliments here and there. It's important to actually enhance a man's confidence and reinforce his connection with you. How does that happen? You also compliment them. You also compliment their efforts. If you are having a conversation with them, that time you have a conversation, or after, it's just good to also say, hey, I've been thinking about what we were talking about yesterday or last week, and this is my thought. Or, hey, I acknowledge this. I've learned this from you. You seem to be a great guy. Just, as a way to, validate them. And I'm not saying lie. I'm just saying when you think someone is good at something, or when you think someone has done something right, just throw that compliment. Because even confident men crave for validation. And when you neglect this, it can make them feel like they are not adequate. But also, I think it's important in this conversation to also try and separate the past from the present. I think women should recognize that not all men will react negatively to expressions of affection. The right man will appreciate and desire it from you. A man that really likes you will appreciate and desire, that validation that comes from you. The third thing that I'm going to talk about, which is the third and last thing, is men is always thinking, I hope she really likes this. So you realize that whatever that is going to do at that point, whether it's a text, whether it's a call, that call is premeditated. Like these are the things that we're gonna talk about. And every time there's sharing of minds about anything, is not gonna speak to things recklessly. It's just gonna be tried to be on point about some things, and you avoid things that he's not sure about, because his thinking is that whether it's a conversation, whether it's a text, whether it's a gift, I hope she really likes it. And I also think it's important that when that effort is, put through, when that gift is sent, no matter how small it is, appreciate it, show your appreciation. Because men are also inspired by that desire to impress. They always have that desire to impress. If he likes you, he's desiring to impress you. So a man who is truly into you will go out of his way to make you happy and seek your approval. So that happiness that he is showing, he has to make sure that you approve it. He wants to know if you are happy. He wants to know, if you are excited. And if you don't show that, he's confused because he has put his effort into, the smallest thing or the biggest thing. So he's always thinking, I hope she likes it. So if you like it, please show that you like it. And there are two things that are important in that regard. Effort versus expectation. I understand that sometimes these efforts may not always align with your expectation. But it's essential to recognize the intention behind them. So he might think that he has done it because honestly, pane vanhu vanotoita zvinhu murelationship achitoti, ndakafirira ndiri kutoita zvinhu zvandiri kuto, this is the best that I can do, this is the best restaurant that I know. Ndo kunotengeswa maruva kwandinoziva kuAvondale pane marasta. They are trying. That's the chocolate that they know, lunch bar. They have not known a lot of things. So that effort versus the expectation, his efforts may not align with your expectation. But please recognize, that's the intention behind those small efforts or those efforts that are not aligned with your expectations. What they mean, what is the intention behind them? So you realize that men approach gestures differently based on their experience and understanding of what is valued. So if you don't value what he's bringing to the table, I think value the intention that is behind, right? And I think that value that is bringing, or that effort that is bringing, should become a base for then what you think you expect. So if he's bringing chocolates, an example would be, I like the chocolates, but I'm not taking sugar. So that he knows that you prefer, chocolates without sugar or anything. I'm just giving an example of how, you could also communicate, your expectation without invalidating the effort that he has put. So men also, desire. If a man likes you, he has that need for appreciation. Let me tell you, feeling unappreciated for a man can deflate his motivation to put in more effort. Because if the effort that he has put is not appreciated, like, why? Because that's what he's always thinking. Do you like it? Is he doing the right thing? So when you acknowledge his intentions, what you're doing is that even if the execution is not perfect, you are creating a supportive environment that allows him to, actually do more. So what do you do in that? You give constructive feedback. Whenever something happens, whenever an effort is put forward, you need to provide feedback after, acknowledging the effort, so that it helps him to learn and improve without discouraging him in the moment. So let me tell you something. A wise man doesn't love a million girls. He loves one girl in a million ways. So when he loves you, he is going to show up for you. And what you really need to know as I close is that mutual effort and understanding and appreciation are crucial for nurturing, deep and lasting relationships. This is very important. And when you have a partner, I think both of you should strive to reinforce each other's emotional needs so that you build a solid foundation for your relationship. So I hope this is gonna help you if you are meant to, also really understand that whatever that you are thinking, those deep thoughts that you have, are valid. And probably it's, what every other serious man is always also thinking about. So they are valid. And to women out there, understand that this is what a man that wants to settle with you, a man that is chasing you, a man that is asking you out, is always thinking about. So I've spilled the beans. Why did I do that? I think to also help you communicate better, to also help you be receptive in a better way. No one has full experience of what a working relationship entails. But what we can do is we can also come through and make sure that we talk about things that I think will help your relationship to be a better one. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Love, Life, and God podcast. And remember, it's a supplement, Relationship Goals. I hope you learned one or two things. And I believe that you are going to, learn a lot from this. And your relationship is going to be better as you move forward, because that's my desire. Thank you for joining, and be sure to subscribe and share these episodes with your family, friends, and your loved ones. God bless you. Till next time.
Shine, your light has come. Today is your day to soar. Prepare your heart and raise your voice. What are you waiting for? The old has gone, the new has come. Yes, we are born anew. The love and wealth He had restored.